All right, here's my last few gems from the Pan Am Games for the day before we sign off for the night. Day 11 divides by 3, both words. Solving gems with Fred Winters, captain of the men's volleyball team, Canada. He has a tattoo which is curious. It's his grandmother, Christine. Well, both words divided by 3. Grandmother 123, grandmother Christine, my full birth name. Chain linked and bookended with 3s. Very special for him, and Fred Winters divides by 3. We were talking about him earlier, but I saw that on his arm. I just wanted to get the story, and she was, his chief guardian, from what I understand, growing up, and so very, very special 3 there in his life with Christ right at the front. Just stunning. More 3s. Okay, and then he plays World League equals 1, 2, 3. Gold medal for Mexico in beach volleyball. The first time in their history. Well, why did that happen? Because Mexico equals Jehovah. Hallelujah. And it also equals Mexican. 6 letters, 13 strokes, pure 3s. And the first 5 letters equals love perfectly. Mexico equals Jehovah. Gold for them in volleyball is hilarious. I encourage you to watch their win. They're just so jubilant. It was just so divine, so jubilant, their celebration. Every pair of letters divides by 3. Okay. Ian Miller, and now I need to correct my previous video. I was spelling Ian Miller like this, and that is a shame because that's not the correct spelling. So this is the solution of Ian Miller here. Watch this. Ian Miller equals the 24th prime 888. 9 letters, chain linked and bookended, like I said before, with 27 plus 27 equals love. So that's really cool. So his full name is 888 by the law of prime, and his first name is 888 de facto. So, perfection. For Jesus equals 888, this longtime Olympian, he was riding the horse named Dixon. Well, put those 2 together, then you get a multiple of 3. Because Miller and Dixon knit together to make a lovely 3, and then Ian divides by 3. Juliana Santos in this games, you can look her up. A very nice 156. This is a king number for 3, 12 times 13. So what I do is I do parsing. It's gold panning. Names and victors, and I know the numbers very, very well. And you can look her up. I believe she won a long distance race. You can look her up. This is one of my favorites. Our Canadian women's beach volleyball team, a very young pair that are exceptionally talented and have a great future ahead of them. They finished 4th, which was disappointing given their talent level, and they expressed that. But Taylor Pischke plus Melissa Jimena Paredes, forgive my pronunciation, but both of their names divide by 3 beautifully. But in particular, Taylor Pischke is love plus love plus love, and I've highlighted the 3 loves here. So team bold underlined is love number 1, team gold is love number 2, and the remaining letters is love number 3. A very exceptional name. And these players are very young. They have a strong future ahead of them. She's exceptional. 6'1", she's the taller of the 2. And both of them are exceptional. But and then so together as a team, as a pair, look at how obvious the 3s are. 366, a triple of the 18s prime, doubled 3s. Number of letters is 33. The number of strokes is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. It's 2 divine, because God is divine. God is sovereign, and he foreordained Taylor Pischke to play volleyball together with Melissa Jimena Paredes. So, but Taylor Pischke's name in particular is bang on the nose in my opinion. Love plus love plus love perfectly. And so I encourage you to keep track of her life as she develops in beach volleyball together with her partner. And her father is to this day the most winningest CIS volleyball coach in Canadian history. CIS is the Canadian Volleyball League for varsity, and he has more wins than any other coach. So, like father, like daughter, eh? But man, what a name. Love plus love plus love, and we found the 3 loves. So, the question we always ask is, can you find love in Taylor Pischke? Of course you can. Love plus love plus love, and you can find that in everything that we solve. Very beautiful one. This is a fun gem from the Pan Am Games. It's called the Lula Lounge. Really obvious. The A and the E on the end get married. All these letters, the first 3 letters of each word, divide by 3. This is the official music venue of choice, apparently, at the Pan Am Games. It adds to 120 perfectly, and it's just too obvious. The 3 fest, the first 3 letters of both word divide by 3. If you want, the A and N also divide by 3, so you can literally go 3 for 3, letter for letter, vertically in this divine gem, and then add 12 on the end. So the whole thing is pure 12s. There's 3 letters that are 12. O and U divide by 12. You know, it's like, what more can you ask for? And then you get 36 here. So you get 36 plus 36 plus 36 from the L's plus a final 12. Lula Lounge. That's the official, music venue. You can look that up. back to water skiing. I had no idea that Whitney McClintock had a brother who is also in this games. And she's a water skiing star, but so is her brother. Well, speaking of triple loves, here's another triple love for you. Jason McClintock, love plus love plus love. Both of their names divided by 3. When you put brother and sister together, you get this famous 369, the spike jump of Mr. Gavin Schmidt, which is a triple of 1, 2, 3. Like, it's too obvious. 123 times 3. Brother and sister. It's just beautiful. So find the 3 loves in Jason McClintock, just like we did with Taylor Pischke. And then my favorite triple love from the day was the 5 gold medals by this fine lady, Laura Yihan Sang. Okay, where's the first occurrence in her where I solve? Here she is, right here. Laura Yihan Sang equals love plus love plus love. Her common name, even first and laugh, as they post on the scoreboards, divides by 3, 105. But you talk about some very top-notch athletes that equal triple love. And of course the word university equals the same number, triple love. And back to Taylor Pischke, Miss Triple Love. She played at University, triple love, of Manitoba Bisons. Bisons divides by 3. Every word in University of Manitoba divides by 3. University of Manitoba Bisons divides by 3. By comparison, the famous Christian University, which is usually number 1 in volleyball, is the famous Trinity Western University Spartans. And Spartans is, of course, a double of love. It's the most beautiful double love of all time. You can slice it in half to get the 2 loves, or you can do the hopscotch effect to get the 2 loves. That is a miracle. That is exceptionally rare. So Trinity Western University Spartans is a gorgeous 3-fest versus the University of Manitoba Bisons is a gorgeous 3-fest. And these 2 teams are traditionally the 2 top teams in Canadian volleyball. And no wonder they've got the best numbers. So put the 2 of them in a matchup. You've got the 3 times the 3rd prime times the 3rd prime times 11, which is 5th prime, and turn the 3rd prime. It's an exceptional 3-fest. If you want, you can just put the Bisons against the Spartans. You know. And you have 186. So everything divides by 3 in this whole glory fest. So it's fascinating to get the background on these people and get more gems. Another obvious 3 I got while listening to reporters sign off is they always sign off in 3 phases. First they say their name, then they say the name of the news channel, then they say the name of the location. I don't know if this is the correct name, but Ian Granson, CBC News, Eugene, Oregon. You know, or they'll just say the city name, like Toronto. So like, Derek Kuby, CBC News, Toronto. You know, it's just 1, 2, 3, and everything has a name. People have names, companies have names, and places have names. You know, but they say them in 3s, because God is triune, and He takes the glory for everything and everyone using numbers. 1, 2, 3. Just say it for yourself, you get happy. Ian Granson, CBC News, Toronto. You know. If they're really good, they say it in a triangulational fashion, where the first thing they say is here, and then their voice rises to the middle statement, and then it falls to the end. So it's like a triangle. So, Ian Granson, CBC News, Toronto. Okay, so it makes a triangle. The sound of your voice makes a triangle to sign off every newscast to the glory of the Trinity. Done. This is another gem from, I was reading up more on Andre DeGrasse. And his best time of 9.75 when assisted divides by 3, just like the current Canadian record of Bruni Surin and Donovan Bailey, which is 9.84. So now that you're understanding how God works and how nuts He is about the number 3, you're paying attention to numbers like this, especially my country, Canada, which equals 24,888, and all this 3-fest going on. The fact that the current Canadian record is 9.84, which 3 digits knits together to divide by 3, because they add to 21. Well, pay attention to Andre DeGrasse, because he had a win-assisted time of 9, digits less, which also divides by 3, these 3 digits. And amazingly, these 3 digits equal 21, just like these 3 digits. So this is the official time, the Canadian record, by Bruni Surin and Donovan Bailey. This is the wind-aided time that Andre DeGrasse achieved this year. But by Divine Ordinance, the top 3 digits add to 21, which is king for 3. It's a 7-fold set of 3s. And the bottom 3 digits add to the exact same thing. So, pay attention to what Andre DeGrasse pulls off in the 100-meter finals and semifinals of this Pan Am Games. I'm predicting great things for the number 3 in his performance this Pan Am Games. Of course, he's already competing in 3 events. That's a very obvious thing that's signaling to us to pay close attention. His name is the most beautiful part of all. He in fact, is what I started this day off with, more or less, There's the beautiful painting of Audrey DeGrasse in beautiful threes from the outside in. You can see how stunning it is. Chain linked and bookended with threes, makes 120 perfectly. 6 days of creation pattern, 3 teams of 15s. It's so stunning. It's just marvelous. You know God is all over this one. Toronto divides by 3. 2015, DeGrasse divides by 3. Canada, Nike divides by 3. I love this one because he's only 159 pounds. 159 divides by 3. He's a very humble person. I mean, most sprinters that run that fast do not have arms that are that thin. You've seen the steroid inflated. You've seen like real beefy sprinters. This guy is the direct opposite. It's like David slaying Goliath, in my opinion. 159 pounds, 5'10", and he achieved that time in lane 3 at the NCAA championships. He also had his record time in the 200 in lane 6. I preached on this earlier. Of course, the distance for the 200 is double the 100, and lane 6 is double lane 3. It's all by divine ordinance for the glory of the Trinity. So pay close attention to what continues to happen in his life. Only 20 years old. That means he's still got a lot of gas left in the tank. He's going to peak in the next 4 or 5 years of his life. He's got plenty of room to lower that time. But look at how beautiful his name is. I'm telling you, that's why. The grace of God is upon him. It's for the glory of the Trinity. So Team Gold divides by 3. Fuchsia divides by 3. Blue divides by 3. Team R equals each other. And then ED knit together to make 9. And DEG knit together to make 12. Or every part of his name divides by 3. Like any way you slice this guy's name, it's mathematically flawless and ends with grass, which equals Jehovah, in 6 letters and 15 strokes. So I'm telling you, it's the grace of God upon this man for the glory of the Triune God. Remember, in the Bible, when the Spirit of Jehovah came upon the prophet, he ran faster than a chariot. Read the Bible for yourself. When God puts his Spirit upon someone's life, it doesn't matter one bit what they look like, what they came from, who they're, It's like, here he is, 159 pounds. He's beating everyone on the 100-meter dash. I mean, there it is. Okay? There it is. It's all about the name for the glory of the Triune God. So I'm excited. Tomorrow was the semifinal and the final as well. So pay close attention. That will be day 12 of competition. Great. Day and 12 both divide by 3. It will be the Wednesday of the week. Wednesday, for many people, is traditionally heralded as the 3rd day of the week as well. And 22, believe it or not, glorifies the number 3 because when you speak it out of your mouth, 22 divides by 3 in 9 letters. And it's a double of 11, which glorifies 3, and I've talked about that before. So pay attention to what Andre DeGrasse does in the semifinal and in the final of the 100-meter dash tomorrow at the Pan Am Games. It's going to be a 3-fest. You better believe it's going to glorify the number 3. You better believe it. Absolutely. Just like everything else we've been solving today. It's been an absolute flood, and it continues to flood. Okay. Wonderful. We've really hit a lot of gems here today. It's been a most epic day for the number 3. And if you have not watched these 3 performances by Laura Yihan Sang, whose full birth name equals love plus love plus love, to win 5 gold medals in artistic gymnastics, you must watch them on YouTube and see the glory of God. Amen equals 33. So let's sign off. Here it is. I'm going to call my network God News because God News divides by 3. What does God News adds to? So here's my sign off that divides by 3. Every component is going to divide by 3. So God News equals truth. Oh, well, there you go. That's like my favorite word, and that's what this all is. One of my favorite words, love, and I've talked about my favorite. God is my favorite word. God News equals truth. So here's my sign off here. This is Derek Leonard Reinhardt Kuby. God News, Langley, British Columbia, Canada. And every component of that 3-fest sign-off divides by 3. My full birth name, Derek Leonard Reinhardt Kuby, God News, and Langley, British Columbia, Canada. One more time. Derek Leonard Reinhardt Kuby, God News, Langley, British Columbia, Canada. Amen equals 33.